Hello there, fellow maker. Bill here. Welcome down to our new shop. Today, I have a problem. Well, I have a lot of problems, but specifically, I have a problem with material. This is all the materials that we work with here. We've got wood, foam, plastic, more foam of a variety of types. And I need a good way to store all of them so I can access them whenever I need them, but also so that they're out of the way. I also want to make sure I can store material in a variety of sizes, including up to 4 feet by 8 feet worth of flat goods. This wall here is where we're going to put our material storage unit, and then this is the wood that we're going to use to build it. Me and my buddy Everett went to Home Depot and we picked up a bunch of wood. This is 7/16 inch OSB. We got 10 of those. And we got a bunch of 2x4s. Obviously, this wouldn't fit in my Volkswagen Golf, so we rented a truck. This is a ton of material. It ended up being about $200 with the truck rental, which is pretty good. So now it's time to get to building. And I'm not going into this blind. I actually designed all of this in Fusion 360 ahead of time. In fact, I designed one unit. I think I'm gonna build 3 of those and butt them all up together. That way, if I ever have to move this thing, it's a lot easier to move a 4-foot section of shelf instead of a 12-foot section. So it's time to grab all the power tools and get to work. So these are our 4-foot by 8-foot boards. Most of what we need for this is 2 feet by 4 feet. These actually have lines on them. I'm just setting a fence right there that's 1.5 inches off to account for the 1.5 inch offset on the blade on the circular saw. Then we're gonna cut all these out. Just kind of get everything down to a more manageable size. Oh, we also have sheets of insulation styrofoam under this to keep it off of the floor. We can cut right through and not worry about mangling the ground or my blade or my feet. Yeah! I'm about to start cutting up the 2x4s for the legs, but I want to take a moment to talk about the design. I drew all of this in Fusion 360 beforehand so I could figure out how everything's going to go together and what kind of wood I would need. So here's what it looks like. The next thing I want to do is these legs, these uprights here. So we're going to throw them in the chop saw here and get them cut to size. Wow. This is the shelf, and it needs to nest inside the corners. So I need to cut out notches for those 2x4s. And a 2x4, as we all know, is 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Totally makes sense. Great, I'll just do that on all the rest of the corners. Need to mix that up a little bit. So long, security deposit. Everything's looking pretty great here. It's a little wobbly though, but once the back is on, it should be nice and secure. So I'll pull it up and clamp my side and then you do yours. Ready? Going up. There you go. Clamp it up. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It doesn't need to be pretty. This 2x4 here is going to support the bottom shelf, and I need to screw it in, but I'm going to hold it in place right at the right height with these clamps. And then I can come in from the other side with a screw and attach it. Poor laptop. Ooh. To the bench. Over here. Cool, we made a lot of progress. We have all of our dividers in. Now I want to put a couple of shelves here. They need to be high enough to hold one of these guys under it. So here's my plan. I've got these 2x4s made as spacers. There's one here, there's one in the back, and then this is the rail that the shelf is gonna go on, and that'll rest on this 2x4 as a spacer. I can drill it in and then do the next one. Oops, and I probably should have countersunk that a tiny bit. Now I know. Let's try that again. This time I've countersunk those holes. Now this is plywood, I know. There we go. Put a shelf on there. It is shelf time. I cut this shelf out on the table saw. This goes on one end, which means I need to make some room for the uprights for the 2x4s. So I'm just gonna cut those out with my handy jigsaw, which is not plugged in. Time for the moment of truth. Does it fit perfectly? Not quite. Really close. Ah, I gotta trim a little bit off right there. Okay, let's try again. Oops. Like a glove. That feels nice and sturdy. This is the completed shelf. Now it's not super pretty. I'm probably gonna paint this at some point and I'm probably gonna tinker with it a little bit, but this is the thought so far. The taller spot up here is for bigger materials. So this whole row is styrene plastic. I have a big sheet of styrene. It goes right in there. I also have this big roll of styrene. I could probably roll this up and jam it in there, or I could slide it behind this whole thing against the wall. That's probably what I'm gonna do. The next row down here is gonna be for pieces that are a little too small for up here and can go in lengthwise. And then the bottom is for bins. So I work with a lot of pieces of plastic that are kind of small, but this is still useful to me. So I have this bin on the bottom here. I can take it with me when I'm working on a project, and then it can go back in here. The other great thing about this is my scraps can only fill this bin. If it becomes overflowing with scraps, I can throw some of them away. I'm probably gonna build 2 or 3 more of these entire units to house all of my materials. I've got different types of plastics, I've got different types of woods. I'm gonna have lots of them separated this way so that when I need them, I can come get them. Jump forward several days and we have 3 completed benches. I painted them. They blend in perfectly with the wall. That's just some interior house paint that I found in the closet there that happens to be the same color as the walls. Let me give you a tour and show you how they turned out. These 2 are identical. They're 4 feet wide. The last one I made a little bit shorter because the wall that they go along is not quite 12 feet long, so it's a little shorter. I also only made 1 shelf and I didn't put a shelf on the bottom. That way some of these bigger bins can just kind of easily slide right under there. The bottom shelves here are for thin 8-foot pieces of material to get fed in from the side. The last feature is right here. There's about a, 8-inch gap behind my shelves up against this wall. That way, full sheets, 4x8 sheets can get slid back there before they get cut down to size. And that just about does it for my new shelves. I've got to sort a whole bunch more of my material and get everything put where it needs to go, but I think that's probably going to take a couple weeks as I sort of go through all this stuff, throw a bunch of stuff away, and take stock of everything I have on hand. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the video. We're gonna have more videos like this coming out here real soon. as we sort of develop the new shop space. I'm gonna have a few more on shop organization, tool organization, and storage. So if you have any ideas or questions for videos like that, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have any feedback on these shelves, if you think of any ways I might be able to improve them, please let me know. Again, right down in the comments. So far, this new shop adventure has been pretty fun. A lot of work, but totally worth it. Hey, if you want to check out a little bit more of the behind the scenes that we've been doing here in the shop, then we've been posting fairly regular vlogs over on our Patreon page. If you come in at any level, you get access to those vlogs. So if shop shenanigans are your thing and you want to help us in our new space, then that's the best way to do it. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it's helpful for you in your shop space, wherever that might be. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got more prop and costume making videos and shop making videos coming out very soon. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next build.